leadership, fear, and better mental health. When I started working with software teams, I was terrified. I had a high level of fear because I had no idea how to lead my team effectively so that number one, they could be happy, and two, they could be high performing. And I couldn't find a system that was detailed enough for me to adopt and do it like I'd learned math or I'd learned how to swim, because that's what I was looking for. One of the things that I've realized over the years is that we're afraid when we don't have a system to use. A lot of people are nervous about job interviews as a candidate, right? About going into an interview. I think they're super fun. I think being interviewed for a job is really fun because I have a system to go in and feel like I have control and that I understand what's going on, and it's not scary, right? People that have fun jumping out of airplanes, they have a system for how they pack their chute and they understand the weather and everything else. I don't jump out of airplanes. I don't know what the whole system is, but I know that there's one there. This applies everywhere. Every place where I look where I'm like, oh, that's kind of scary, I realize, oh, it's only scary because I don't have a system to go operate that effectively. And when I look around and go, oh, that's not scary, it's because I have a system. I have a system for operating in that area up to whatever my competence level is, right? But I have a system, and so I can go there and do things and not be afraid. This allows me to have, number one, a very low chance of getting anxiety because I have a game plan. I have a system to go and address things where I'm emotionally uncomfortable. And also, I'm not depressed because I know that things are achievable once I can figure out how to work my way up the system. And I also realistically know that some systems, they've got a lot of steps and they're close together and they're small, but I've got to go through all of them to get to the competency level that I want, right? For me to get over my social anxiety and to become comfortable with public speaking, that was thousands of little tiny steps to move from terrified of people to being on stage is fun and exciting, right? There's a big gap there and there's a lot of pieces you have to travel to go through that. When I talk with people that are afraid of things, one of the things I realize is they don't have a system. They don't even recognize that there is a system that they could learn. And when I talk to people that in the exact same context are having fun, they have a system, they use it all the time. Unfortunately, they can't usually talk about it. For me, this is actually a wonderful thing because I realize that I don't have to be anxious or depressed about anything ever again in my life. I just need to figure out how to start moving down the path of a system that will get me to the success that I want. Doesn't matter what it happens to be, right? It could be food, it could be exercise, it could be sales, it could be learning how to code, it could be farming, right? Any of those things can happen effectively if you recognize there's a system and you start taking the tiny little, maybe inconsequential steps to move forward into that system and to the success you want. I'm actually really, like, if you can't tell, excited to have seen this because anything that improves people's mental health, for me, that's a huge win. Sorry the video is so long. Hope you're having a good one. Thanks.